What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Everton preview here on Anfield Agenda. The last Merseyside derby to take place at Goodison Park, and we are going to be starting a full 90 minutes before kickoff. It is a 7:30 kickoff for the game, so we'll be live from 6 p.m. for what is an unmissable game. It also acts as Liverpool's game in hand, so a victory would see Arne Slot's men go 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And most importantly, we're going to want to get back to winning ways after that defeat to Plymouth in the FA Cup. And of course, as you'll figure out in a couple of moments' time, and I'm sure you don't need reminding, we also lost this fixture last season. So we're going to go through, give you a bit of a history of this fixture, Everton's recent form coming into the game. Then I'm going to give you my starting 11 prediction, and of course we'll always finish up with my score prediction ahead of the game. This is a massive game, folks. Make no mistake about it. A victory really does put one foot over the line for me for Liverpool's Premier League campaign. Well, Liverpool's Premier League trophy-laden campaign is what I'm hoping to say. So do let me know your thoughts as we go through the video. If you agree with my starting 11 or score prediction, if you disagree, let me know in the comment section. Drop a like, of course, if you do enjoy it. And we'd love you to hit that subscribe button and help us on our journey to get to 300,000 subscribers. We'll be back live tonight as well at 8:45 for the late night agenda, so I hope that you can join us for that. Until then, let's get stuck into the preview. Right, we'll start off with a bit of a fact file about this fixture. So Everton won 2-0 in their last Premier League game against Liverpool in April 2024, last winning consecutive league Merseyside derbies in the 1984-85 campaign. Liverpool's 2-0 loss in this exact fixture last season ended a 12-game unbeaten away run in the Premier League against Everton, winning 3 and drawing 9. They've not lost consecutive visits to Goodison Park since a run of 3 between 1992 and 1994. Everton versus Liverpool is the fixture to have seen the most red cards with 23 and the most drawn 0-0 games with 12 in Premier League history. Now let's have a little look at the head-to-heads and of course Everton's form coming into this game. So Premier League 23-24, I don't need to remind you guys that it was Everton 2, Liverpool 0 at Goodison Park. Liverpool 2, Everton 0 was the result in the reverse fixture, so it ended up equal there. We'll call that one a draw, Everton fans. What are we saying? And then Premier League 22-23, Liverpool 2, Everton 0, and then at Goodison it was one of those 0-0 draws that we mentioned a moment ago. So Everton's recent form coming into this game, ladies and gents, looks like this. It was Everton 0, Aston Villa 1 in the Premier League. Everton 3, Spurs 2, which is a great result for the Toffees there against Spurs. Brighton 0, Everton 1, another good result there. David Moyes, of course, coming back in now as Everton coach. Then it was Everton 4, Leicester City 0, an absolute trouncing of Ruud van Nistelrooy's men. But in the FA Cup, much like ourselves, they were knocked out, Everton losing 2-0 to Premier League rivals Bournemouth. So that gives us a bit of a flavour of the fixture and, of course, our recent head-to-heads against Everton. Now let's get stuck into the important part, the preview of the team selection. I'm not expecting everybody to agree fully with what I've gone with here, but I'm going to try to explain my reasoning as we go through them. So let's start off, ladies and gents, as we always do, with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs. So this is what I've gone for here. Of course, Alisson Becker will come back in goal, and it has to be Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate as our centre-back pairing. As I keep saying every single week, they're not just the best in the Premier League for me, but the best in Europe. So we know Joe Gomez is injured for this game, or at least he went off in the FA Cup game, so expecting him to be out. That leaves Jarell Kwanzaa as our only fit senior backup centre-back. We know Arturo Endo can fill in there as well, but we do hope that we can keep these two gents fit for the remainder of the campaign. Next we go into the full-back positions. I don't expect Trent to come back in for this one. And you know what? I'd stick with Bradley anyway. I would, genuinely. I think this is a game that's going to be blood and guts, 100 miles an hour, require the crunching tackles and the energy that Conor Bradley would bring into the game. So I'd stick with Bradley at right back and Andy Robertson, of course, to come back in at left back. We hope to see Robbo continue his good form that he's had over the past few weeks, and if he can keep it going to the end of the season, I don't think we'll be too far away from that Premier League title. So that's the back five. Alisson, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, your captain, and of course Andy Robertson. Now into the midfield. This is one area I don't really expect anybody to disagree too much on. I think this one pretty much picks itself. So the midfield trio will be Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister. At least that's what I think Arne Slot's going to go with. Maybe he sticks Curtis Jones in there, him being a local fella, but that to me is our best midfield three. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, but for me, you cannot look past Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister. So now we've done that, now it's time for the sexy end of the pitch, the attacking end, and who's going to put the ball in the back of the net. We weren't able to do it against Plymouth, so no doubt you'll expect some changes, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Start off, folks, as we always like to do, in the wide areas. So Mohamed Salah to come back in on the right hand side, and I think Cody Gakpo deserves to start on the left. Cody's been in absolutely unbelievable goal scoring form lately and has pushed Luis Diaz out of the starting berth on the left side, if you ask me, and I think many other Liverpool fans. The only other question was whether I've gone for Diaz through the centre or not, but we'll get to that in a moment. On the Mohamed Salah stuff, you've probably seen the comments attributed to Dejan Lovren, and we will talk about them in more detail tonight in the late night agenda. But he also goes on, Lovren, to speak about how much Mohamed Salah loves not just the club, but the city of Liverpool, and we hopefully get those contracts sorted out. So for me, in the wide right position, the great man Mohamed Salah, and on the left side, Mr. Cody Gakpo. Now, through the centre, the choices were Luis Diaz, of course. Do we stick with Diogo Jota or Darwin Núñez? They're the options as I see them, ladies and gentlemen. Chiesa didn't come into my thought process. I thought he was very disappointing against Plymouth, although he is still working back to full match fitness. So I've gone for Darwin Núñez. And this could either be genius or the absolute height of stupidity. This is a fixture that if Darwin can harness that emotional energy that we know he has, he could be absolutely superb in this game. But if it goes the other way, because remember, we told you a moment ago that this is the fixture that's seen the most red cards. If it goes the other way, it could be a big problem. So for me, I'm going to run the risk and go with Darwin Núñez. Diogo Jota is there on the bench. Let's back Darwin to keep his emotions under control, because I think if he can harness that energy, he could do something special on the night. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, that is my 11. Alisson Becker in goal, Conor Bradley at right back, Andy Robertson at left back, with Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk in the centre back positions. In midfield, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and up top, Mohamed Salah on the right, Cody Gakpo on the left, and Darwin Núñez through the centre. So all that remains now is the score prediction. This was a tough one. I mean, I don't really know what to expect in this game. Looking at it from the outside, you think Liverpool are a better side than Everton. Liverpool are better players than Everton. But I thought that last season as well, and we succumbed to Goodison Park, and we succumbed to the pressure Everton put us under, and they're going to want to put that right. We can't go into this game and not get a win. Not off the back of an FA Cup defeat, and then the meaningless but still a defeat in the Champions League as well. So it's 3 points all in here, and I've gone for Liverpool to keep a clean sheet and beat Everton by 2-0. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the preview, but it's now over to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, drop a like if you've enjoyed it, and we would love you to hit that subscribe button. A reminder, we're going to be starting a full 90 minutes before kick-off for the game, so hope to see you from 6 p.m. right here. We'll have our watch along, our match reaction, and our player ratings video, as always, on a match day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate your support as always, and I'll catch up with you soon. Much love.